Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finale of the motion to dismiss by Paul Barresi and his law team against Christina Taft, the AEH superfan who is a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic basket. Let's jump in. So we've already gone over obviously a few of the things that she's done where she's trying to get the RICO Act and Paul's team is literally like, well, she's not a government entity. She can't do this. It's not against, an entire people of society. It's literally a private citizen against a private citizen. That doesn't fly. So, going into the last part, the plaintiff's intentional infliction of emotional distress claim should be dismissed because the plaintiff has not adequately alleged outrageous conduct, that she has suffered severe or extreme emotional distress. Yeah, she said that everything is just, this hit her like a ton of bricks basically, and she's like, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. Plaintiff's intentional infliction of emotional distress claim fails because the complainant does not adequately allege, and plaintiff cannot show that the defendant's conduct was outrageous and that she has suffered severe or extreme emotional distress. 1. The plaintiff has failed to allege facts that demonstrate Mr. Barresi's conduct was outrageous. Under the claim for the IIED, a plaintiff must allege that the conduct at issue is extreme and outrageous. I just love those two words. And this part by here is, the way it's been worded is absolutely beautiful. A ruling for summary judgment on this element is proper if the claim cannot reasonably be regarded as so extreme and outrageous to permit recovery. The standard for whether conduct can be considered outrageous is high, as the conduct must be so extreme to exceed all bounds of that usually tolerated in a civilized society. It's so good. I absolutely love it. It literally is saying that she thinks that she's this megastar, that anything said bad about her, that's it, her life is over. And seeing that the lawyers are literally gone, no, it's not outrageous. It's not extreme. Literally, someone's talked about her and she thinks it's the end of the world, because, again, a few people may listen. But the way she has put forward all of this in this lawsuit, like I keep saying, she is a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. And I want to know who her team, who put her lawsuit together, what they actually think. Or are they just doing it for money? The conduct must additionally be intended to inflict injury or engaged in with a realization that injury will result. Mere insults, threats, annoyances, petty oppressions, or other trivial acts cannot support a claim for the IIED. Plaintiff's allegations of outrageous conduct are so baseless that they fail to even rise to the level of conduct tolerated in other cases asserting a claim for this. We are going to just skip over this because there's a few things in here which is not nice, but it gives out the idea, and basically this is an example that the judge should look at and go, right, okay, we know what's happening. Christina Taft is just looking for something just to hold on to. But we got that by there. Even if plaintiff's alleged harassing messages from Mr. Barresi are to be considered true, they do not rise to the level of outrageous conduct necessary for this claim. The plaintiffs must necessarily be expected and required to be hardened to a certain amount of rough language, and to occasional acts that are definitely inconsiderate and unkind. There is no occasion for the law to interfere in every case where someone's feelings are hurt. This is what I absolutely love, because this is literally just saying, Taft, man up. Literally. So someone said a bad thing about you on the internet, or someone has sent a bad message that may have hurt your feelings. That does not give you the right to go, I'm going to take you to court. It doesn't do it. Like I said, I want to know who her team is behind all of her lawsuit, because either they just saw her as money bags and gone, we're going to get paid for this, even though it's absolutely ludicrous and stupid and it's not going to go anywhere. That's what seems to have been going on. The plaintiff states that Mr. Barresi made implied threats of harm. Implied threats are not enough to prove outrageous conduct. The element requires a more concrete statement or message intended to compel behavior through threats of physical violence or death. Therefore, because plaintiff has failed to allege any communications made to her which would support a finding that Mr. Barresi did this. She hasn't got any evidence either. This, come on, Paul, you can do this, bud. Irrational interpretation of Mr. Barresi's statements cannot support a finding that the outrageous element has been satisfied. And it goes on for Cochran versus Cochran, where a telephone message made to plaintiff discussing an airline crash, which was interpreted by the plaintiff as a death threat, was not considered outrageous. Yeah, so they've used that one there, like saying, well, I hope your plane crashes. Oh my god, he gave me a threat, he's gonna do it. No. If anyone thinks along those lines, to me, they're just thick as shit. They really are. 2. Plaintiff has failed to assert that she has suffered severe or extreme emotional distress. She hadn't even shown any of it. A claim for this requires the plaintiff to assert that they have suffered severe or extreme emotional distress as a result of the defendant's conduct. Wow, it's absolutely insane. Obviously, we got a couple of examples here regarding, Dove versus PNS stores, where the emotional distress must be of such substantial quality or enduring quality that no reasonable person in civilized society should be expected to endure it. So it has to be so hateful and so bad that society would go, "Ooh, that's nasty. You don't say that." But it's not like that. But, it's just like, oh my god, Paul said something mean to me. That's literally what it is. Plaintiff's general allegations and recitations of the element are not sufficient to meet the high standard required to prove severe emotional distress. In cases where severe emotional distress were found, plaintiffs have asserted in detail how the alleged conduct impacted their emotional and physical state. She hasn't got anything showing that she suffered it. She's just put a couple of words, oh, well, he said a mean thing to me once, we'll put that down. That's exactly how this looks, and it's absolutely just mind-blowing how bad her lawsuit is. And they obviously got one by here now showing another example where the plaintiff provided sufficient evidence to survive a motion to strike where the defendant's conduct caused him to begin clenching his teeth to such a degree he had broken 2 teeth. Requiring dental implants. Man, that's... How'd you clench that hard to do it? Oh. He also had ongoing stomach and chest pains, suffered from insomnia, and was fearful of losing his employment. Yeah, when you see things like this, where people are telling you and these horrible things, and you have suffered severe emotional distress, as she says. That one there, that guy. Stomach issues, chest pains, breaking your teeth when you clench your jaw is insane. The amount of just force and pressure that he did to clench down and break 2 of his teeth. But it says, obviously, now we got another one there where the plaintiff suffered from anxiety, tightness in chest, heart palpitations, panic attacks, depression, and diagnosis of PTSD. Plaintiff claims that she felt fearful, which prevented her from functioning normally, does not rise to the level of emotional distress required by a claim. Exactly. We got a couple of more examples by here, which are absolutely amazing. In sum, because plaintiff cannot sufficiently allege 2 essential elements of an intentional infliction of emotional distress cause of action, her claim should be dismissed. So there we have it, guys. It's absolutely insane that Christina Taft has got this lawsuit against Adam Waldman and Paul Barresi, and Paul's team had to go, yeah, we want a motion to dismiss, because it's absolutely just ludicrously insane what she has put down. And just seeing the claims by here, obviously we got Paul's team, singling out each and every one. And the way that they've put down examples from a shit ton of other cases where it's like, what is she doing? Christina Taft, just if you watch, just listen, all right? Because this is not going to make you look any better to the world. This makes you look like you literally are someone who is as soft as a runny egg. That's exactly what this is making you look. It's making you looking weak and pathetic. It really is. Because you're claiming that you suffered severe and emotional distress and all this stuff because someone said a mean thing to you? That's the gist of what you're saying. Oh, and you also think you're an FBI agent or something because you want to get him done for a RICO act. Which, again, as Paul's motion to dismiss shows and says from his actual law firm, you are not a government entity. You are not a government agent. It is not your job to build a case against Paul for RICO. You know, it's absolutely insane. But I really do think that just to save face, Christina Taft has to just basically like withdraw, because this is making her look even worse. People already knew that she was a bit of a... What's the right word to say to describe her? The best way. Because people have seen her, obviously, in the past, and and everyone has just gone, yeah, you're not exactly all there. Maybe you should rethink or go and get some help. That's what it seems to be. And this is just making you look even worse, and that you should go and seek help. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And just seeing that she's saying that, basically someone said a mean thing to her. Come on. Literally, this day and age, why are people playing the victim? That's exactly what she's doing, and she just needs to stop. Paul, I think you need to keep this going forward, mate. But again, if the judge doesn't say anything about it, carry on. It's going to be a good little thing, because the judge will look at it and go, what the hell is all of this? You know, guys? But guys, thanks so much for watching the 3-part series on this. Paul, thank you ever so much for sending it over as well. We do have a few other things from Paul as well, which we are going to look over, which some are very interesting as well. And guys, if you are new to the channel, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.